Hi, good morning, friends. This is another session. Uh, in the previous session, we had actually seen two things. We had actually seen Java and Postgres. Both were introductory session, almost an introductory session. Some were a bit deep, but this is yet another. This is actually a use case. Earlier, we had seen different aspects of the language and Postgres as a database. Now this we will be seeing how to use pandas to import Excel data into pandas and exporting to CSV and to the Postgres. Both these things we will be covering. That's reading the data from the Excel file, and then we will be exporting to the CSV and PostgreSQL, including we will actually see how to connect to the database and other things. This is an interesting use case. Most of the people will come across this multiple times in a single day itself. So that's why I have chosen this one. So there was some people asking for this also. That is how to access data from Python. I mean Excel data, import Excel data from Python. They were asking. I mean, you can actually do this as a you don't need of using normally you will not be there is no need of using Spark or anything. Just use pandas and Python and just do these things. A lot of manipulations can be done inside pandas itself. A lot of people use it like that. We can actually run it inside a command prompt, and also uh, uh, I mean it's like a normal shell script that will be running using arguments and like that. This we can easily convert it to that format also. So let us start. So I think most of the people may have heard of pandas and data frames and also PostgreSQL, okay, and familiar with Excel as well. So these are the concepts that while starting this session, I'll be considering. Even if you don't have understanding, it will not be much difficult for you. Just go through this. You will find it very interesting. Okay. First, what we will see is uh, the Excel file. Excel file is actually here you can see we are having the Excel file. That is, we are having a student Excel, and inside that we are having two tabs, students and mark. Two tabs are that sheets are there. These two sheets will be actually loading. You can see that there is roll numbers, names, parent name, and parent phone number is there. And inside the mark, this is actually a sample sheet. That's why we have given the number of rows very limited. We can see the roll numbers and different subjects, and this is a mark sheet. Okay, roll number and subjects, and also the rank we have given. Okay, total is there, rank is there. These are the details that is inside the. So you have two sheets inside inside this Excel, and we will be actually reading both of them at for different purposes. Okay, now let us go back and see what is inside the notepad. Inside the notepad, actually, there's a few things we are importing. Okay, one is pandas. As I told you, pandas is a library. Psychopg, this is a library for PostgreSQL. Again, URL parse, import code. This is for actually quoting special characters. Okay, if there is any special character, we have a certain situation there, so that's why we have used it. Normally, if you don't have any special characters inside the connection string, you have no need of using it. So this SQL Alchemy, again we are using to connect to SQL Alchemy. Actually is a ORM, that is object relation mapping, So we are using a certain aspect of that SQL alchemy also, that is to create a connection. We are using that one. Okay, it can be done in different ways, but we are using this. So let's see that. Actually, this Excel DF is, DF actually stands for data frame. Okay, Excel DF is a student. Actually, we have seen that there is two sheets in that inside that, and we are reading this student sheet. Okay, sheet name is student, and again the data is residing inside this particular path. Name of the Excel sheet is student.xlsx sx, and we are reading it in using into the pandas, and through that we are creating a data frame called Excel df student or Excel df stud. Okay, these are the things data we have given. Again, then we will print what is inside that data frame and see if everything is okay. Then what we see is we will be actually reading certain columns. Okay, inside that second sheet, that is mark sheet, we will be reading that into the new one. It's the same Excel sheet we are reading into Excel df mark. Okay, this is the Excel df mark data frame. This is Excel df student data frame. And actually after reading, that is, we are actually reading only three columns from that: roll number, total marks, and rank. These are the three things we are reading it. We will export this one, that is, we will print it, and then what we will do is, using this Excel df mark, we export to CSV. Okay, without index we will be exporting to CSV, that is the index by given index equal to false. Again we are exporting to do, we are reading from a student xlx sx, then we are again exporting to student.csv in the same data directory. You will see that. Okay, afterwards we are actually trying to write to the Postgres also. Okay, this is very simple. We are creating a connection string, that is like this: PostgreSQL. This is just to say this connection string format is there. Just say which is the database we are using. We are using PostgreSQL, and inside that we are actually using Postgres user is there. So this is the Postgres user. This percentages is the password that we given. Okay. Again, we are actually saying where this PostgreSQL server is residing, that is the local host. And again, this is the database. Postgres is the database. Again, Postgres is the database. So these things we are giving inside the connection string. Then we create a connection using the connection string. See, we are actually creating a connection, or an engine is created from connection. Using the connection string, we create the engine, and or we will be trying to connect to the DB, and we are connecting to the DB here. From that, the connection object is created. Using this connection object, we will be exporting this Excel df student, that is this one, this data frame Excel df student, using the to SQL. This is the table name we have given, students table name. This is the sheet, right? The sheet name is students, so we are actually exporting the students. This is connection argument, connection equal to conn, that we created here. Okay, connection object created here. If exist replaces we have given. Okay, again we are given index is false. We do not need of giving the index there. So we have another uh, we have actually another option, that is if exist append. That is, if if the table is existing, this says we have to replace the file, delete and recreate the file. That is the replace meaning. And in another case, we can actually append the data to the table. Okay, It is called append. If x is equal to append, you can give. Okay, so let's actually try to run this. Okay, we will be running it inside command prompt. Okay, already we have run it, ran it, but we will actually do it once more so that we get an understanding of what is happening. Okay, what we have done is, you can see here, what we are trying to do is we imported everything. We created a Excel df student data frame from student xlsx inside the data directory, and the sheet we are using is students. Then we print it, we get all the details inside the student. Next what we do is we actually read student mark, that is marks inside that Excel sheet students, student.xlsx, that is mark. See this, you can see that sheet name is mark. That is those two sheets inside that. One is students and one is mark. And inside that we had various columns. Of these columns we are only reading roll number, total and rank. So, and then when we print it, we actually get only these things, that is roll number, total and rank. These are the only things we print. You can see 0, 1, 2 is actually the index there. Okay, index. So when we write it, we are actually skipping uh, the index, so it will not be written inside. So we given index equal to false everywhere. We are writing to student.csv. When we write to student.csv, it is in the CSV format. Okay, student.csv is in the CSV format. It's comma separated values. So let's see what is there. Okay, said this. We have already created that CSV using this one. See, to when we created, that is to CSV, that created this one. And then what happens is we have to, okay, we can actually open it from here itself and see what is inside that student.csv. See, these are the data inside that we give. See, uh, you can see inside this the student we had created inside this. You can see that, and inside the Excel we actually opened Okay, anyhow, this one we can something happened, I think. I can't actually show what is happening there. The Excel is not being shown correctly inside. Anyhow, the data there is correct. Then actually we will see uh, what happened inside the Postgres. That is pgadmin. We are using pgadmin to browse the data there. You can see if it is already created or not. Okay, when we give refresh, we can see the students table is created, and can actually create a select script there. When run it, all the data inside this particular this one is what we are talking about. All this data has been stored into the PostgreSQL. So these are the things that you have to remember. One, you have to give the path correctly, and you have to give the sheet name. If you want to select only particular columns, you can give that inside use columns. Okay, this is the sheet name that which we should read. Then it is the three. Usually we'll give two or three parameters. Two parameters is anyhow required. One is the Excel path name. Next is the sheet name, and third one is the roll number. That is the columns whichever you want to select. Okay, then you can we are exporting to CSV, and then we are actually creating the uh, what is that, the connection string. This is the connection string that we'll use to create the connection. Okay, here we are creating a DB engine using the connection string, then we connect it. Okay, then we create the connection here. Then what happens, we use the XLDF student that we import. We have imported the Excel data to the SQL. That is, we are creating the students table using the connection object CONN in the replace mode. Every time what happens is it will try to replace the data. We can actually have one more thing. One is replace and append. These are two things that we normally give. Okay, append means if the table is existing, append the data. No need of dropping and recreating the table. Okay, so friends, thank you for watching this. Hope you all enjoyed. Uh, please give your comments. Please subscribe and like. Okay, thank you very much. Also share it with your friends. Okay, thank you.